99.9. We are located at Windy Point, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it's Tuesday. Tonight's program is currently sponsored by Basil's Bar, and the views expressed tonight is not those of VFM management and staff, nor those of our sponsor. They are my view, enhanced by my guest view. Yeah, we're making sure everything is okay in terms of the audio going out. And what's the date today? What's the date today? 23rd. So we have one more Tuesday for this month's program. Open forum with Wendell Glasgow and Life Compton will be on next week, Tuesday. I actually thought was this Tuesday, but it's next Tuesday. And for persons who are following my Facebook page and WFM Facebook page, they know my guest tonight is. What you say your right name is Kamal? I used to call him Candyman. Candyman from the Prime Minister's Press Secretary. Good evening, Candyman.
1, 2, testing.
Testing, man. We don't test already, man. You man don't test over here.
Is this on? Is it on? It's on.
You not hearing yourself?
I don't know why you bring me in here to play that song, that intro song. Change is gonna.
Oh, change.
Change.
You don't like it because it's.
I love the song. Oh, it's a beautiful song.
That's probably why
it's a classic.
That's probably why Board take it and make it a theme song on Nice Radio on a Tuesday. Now,
yeah, so. It's song like a Nice Radio kind of vibe.
Is it a Nice Radio kind of vibe?
Yeah, they like to take things.
Yeah. Because I think
copy. They like the copy.
Since you started, we've been using this theme song here. So let me express to people that tonight's program is not sponsored by NDP nor ULP, and it is not a political program.
Rav didn't pay for it. Rav didn't pay for it. Okay, good.
And anybody you can call, but remind yourself that you have to be respectful. And Mr. Weeks, you let me get some real lick up last week, and people tell me I keep you on too long. They say you took my friendship for granted, but I didn't see it that way. Yeah. Candyman, anything you want to talk about before we get into the meat of the position?
Well, first of all, I want to say good evening to all your listeners. Yes. To WFM 99.9. WFM is really a trailblazer.
You think so?
In talk radio and in FM broadcast radio in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. WFM was instrumental in revolutionizing talk radio.
Yes. You remind me of our friend Glenn Jackson, remember?
Yeah. Back in the days of Glenn Jackson. I remember Kingsley, as you said, well, the first person to bring you on radio was Major Leacock.
Yeah, but Greg Jackson, who established the continuity.
Glenn break you out.
Yeah.
And I remember Glenn Jackson had invited me here.
Yeah, I come that time and I see you in the studio.
Yeah.
When I do
a few times.
When I say you do the whole lot.
Yeah.
You say, you're fired. I have a replacement for you. I say, well, boy, your program, you do what you want to do.
Well, he said to me, don't tell people who you are.
Okay.
I was very young at the time.
That's right.
I was just out of secondary school. Probably a few months out of school. And he said, don't tell people who you are. So I said, why not? I'm not afraid. And he said, politics is a different game. When you get involved, people mark you. And not everybody is as kind as you.
You think he was protecting you?
Yeah, he thought he was protecting me from the slings and arrows. And it's gotten worse over the years.
But that time you were contestant number 12 at the time.
No, I had not gotten into stand-up comedy yet.
Oh, okay.
I was fresh out of school. Mm-hmm. I was doing stand-up comedy in school. Mm-hmm. I would do it in my class, my fellow students, but That was before I got onto radio and all of that.
Yes.
But I was on the Yes program at the time, and I was working on the Yes program. Well, not working, training really, because it's a training program.
Yeah.
And he had cause to interact with me,
Yes.
and he thought that I was politically savvy at the time.
He probably saw some ability in your boy.
Yes.
He was good at that.
He told me that. He said, you're very smart.
You can remember when he used to have this thing by NBC with Papa and Court, you go on tour or something?
That was before my time.
That before your time too?
Yeah.
You're not in the boy, man.
I'm not old, Kingsley. I only sung old. But I have to give it to EFM for its tremendous contribution, especially to talk radio.
Definitely.
And the way it's evolved over the years is beautiful.
And I noticed, Candyman, in recent time, I see the two young ladies who do the morning program taking up the challenge to bring on anybody, and I say anybody, I mean people from the NDP and the European. That's a good sign.
Well, WeFM, that's what I'm saying. WeFM has always been inclusive. It's always been WeFM has been the revolution.
Because I had a friend in last week, and
who's that?
Fitz Bramble.
Oh, I see. Yeah, my good buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, but
how did that go?
And before last week, I had Israel Brooks, but I had more feedback from Israel Brooks than
Fitz.
Fitz, yeah, and I'll keep asking.
Did you get positive feedback from Israel?
Israel, yeah, because he dealt it strictly as the shadow minister of agriculture. He wanted to get to the agriculture industry and Sabota Caesar. But
he knows a lot.
Yeah, but last week I had Fitz, and I even fell asleep on Fitz.
You fell asleep? Oh, Fitz. Don't do my body that, man.
I see that's what I get in front of him. Me bring him back here, man.
Good night, Mr. Bramble.
Yeah, so anything else you want to talk about briefly?
We'll get to whatever. Let's jump right in,
Yeah, well, okay, well.
I good, remember they tell you all the time, Ralph does be in the corner sitting down telling me what to say.
He does write transcripts. Then people have to be dotish, eh?
No, actually it's true.
He's right there?
Yeah. Wow. Right now I have an earpiece in my ear.
Yeah, well.
And he's talking to me.
He's talking to you, telling you to say, Ralph is really a super.
Hold on. I have a transmission coming through. Let's jump right in.
I know this up and start to float already. This is like you're checking some listeners.
I'm an attractive guy. You got the camera on me, right?
Yeah, of course.
The number's gonna climb.
Somebody called me today and asked me if you're coming. I said yes. They asked me if I walk with three Hiram Creek. I said, what? For what? For make him look tall in the studio. I said, no, man. You should have them three. You could press a button.
No, I don't mind Hiram Creeks. They're my favorite color.
Yes. They're red with a bit of white.
Red and white.
Yeah. Well, over the last few years, right?
Yeah.
The last 20 years, GLP has lost its trajectory. And the last election would suggest that because the last popular vote. Why do you think that took place?
Why did we lose the popular vote? I think 2020 in particular was a special year.
Why was it special?
We were in the throes of the COVID pandemic.
Okay. No, I'm not surprised. I'm saying, I think the fact that we won in 2020 and increased the seats that we had shows how well we performed. It showed the strength of ULP. And I'll tell you why I say that. Because let's take you back to 2020. A lot of people were at home not working. We had an election in November. The place started shutting down from like March. So you were more than 6 months into people basically being locked inside. We didn't have lockdowns, but there were a lot of things that people were not able to do. Yeah.
Travel is one of them, and people feel a lot better when they're free to do whatever they want to do, right? Um, there were job issues. All the sailors, for instance, were back home. The companies shut down. They send them home. We had to be taking care of them through NIS and so on and so forth. Farmers and fishers. The hotelier industry was down. AIA was basically shut from the outside.
Yeah.
We didn't shut it inside, but
Yeah.
there were no flights going around there either. Even the students and the teachers and so on. It was very tough going economically as well. You know, people were struggling significantly, and in the depths of that turmoil, we had an election, and the ULP won, and the NDP ran a campaign that sought to convince Vincentians that all of the problems that we were facing in 2020 were as a result of Ralph Gonzalez's leadership. And our campaign was basically lift SVG higher. We're going to a better place. We're going to get through this together. The leadership provided has gotten us thus far safely, and we'll come out on the other side much better. And the people went back with Labour.
Okay.
I'd also say that I think a lot of the people who were disenfranchised by all that was going on in 2020 did not vote for the ULP. But more interestingly, they also did not vote for the NDP. And that says to me that people would rather not vote.
You think that going to change this election where more people are going to come out and vote?
Well, given what was taking place in 2020, is it taking place in 2025? That's the question you have to ask yourself. There were a lot of people who were, really struggling. A lot of those people are not struggling now. They take the taxi men, for instance. What monies were they making in 2020?
You plan to report me to the taxman or something when you ask me that question?
Hey, no, I'm just saying, right? Yeah. I just said taxi men. The taxi men were home with their hands in their pockets because there's no money coming in. Right?
I know your friend Crispin is listening. I'm Captain listening. They will call and tell you and speak to that.
Yeah, they're making a lot more money now. Of course, the taxi men who are always voting NDP going to vote NDP again. You know what I mean? They voted NDP in 2020.
Okay, Captain.
And they're going to vote NDP again. Nobody going to be surprised by that. Some of them are going to call and try to surprise you that they're going to vote for NDP this year. When they voted for NDP all their life.
Okay.
Like, it's a big surprise. Yeah. But, they're sensible people listening to you and they're going to, decide.
So how would you respond to persons who listen and saying 24, 25 years, Dr. Gonsalves is not preparing for the transition from him to somebody else. The NDP said it's too long in that. Dr. Gonsalves is trying to him to go home. How are you going to respond to that list? Who is listening? Who can call and ask a question?
But the evidence is right in front of you. The evidence is right in front. If you juxtapose the NDP's team next to ULP's team, you can see clear as day who is preparing for the future, who has prepared.
Well, you probably talk about long distance, but we talk about the immediate future.
Well, I'm talking about the immediate future because the immediate future is now. Ralph Gonsalves has a cabinet, right, that has people in their early 30s as a part of the cabinet. The minister that is spearheading the second largest capital project and the second most expensive capital project in the history of investment in the United States is a young lady. A young lady.
Who you refer to, Senator Peters?
Ben Brown. The port project.
Okay.
That was placed squarely in her hands. Of course, there's a leadership at the prime ministerial level, but the prime minister placed that in her hands. The prime minister has placed the Ministry of Health in Luke Brown's hands at a very young age. we got people in the cabinet like Saboto Caesar, who's been there in the cabinet since he was in his early 30s. Saboto is now in his 40s. Camilo is still young. The parliamentary secretary, Shakel Bob, still in her early 30s. Yeah. He's surrounded by young people, and they are actively involved in governance. Orlando Brewster, the Minister of Housing, is a young man. He's not 40 yet. He's still in his 30s. And he's been Minister of Housing for the last 5 years. So let me put it to you like this. If Rav Gonzalez, God forbid, but if he ceased to exist today, his cabinet can carry on without him, and it would be a young cabinet. Let me put it even further. After this election, from the candidates that will go into this election, the only person who will remain there from 2001 on the ULP ticket is Rav Gonzalez. Everybody else is young. And I'll put it to you like this. If you go back to 2005 election, still the only person who will be there from 2005 election would be Rav Gonzalez. If you go back to 2010 election, the only two persons will be there. That will be Rav Gonzalez and Saboto Caesar.
Okay.
So you see where I'm going with this. Now let's look at the other side. From 2001, Dr. Friday has been there, and Terrence Oliver. So immediately off the bat, you have an older team there.
Older team in terms of experience, but not necessarily age.
Yeah, but they're older in the aggregate. You go back to 2005 election, you have Terrence, you have Friday, you have Leacock, you have Cummings, you have Nature. All of them were there for nearly 25 years. So when you talk about nearly half of the NDP's team, more than half of the NDP team, they are retirees. These are just facts. And more than half of the ULP's team.
Why are you saying what you're saying is facts? You love to see the NDP change those candidates because you think it'll be easier for the ULP to win more seats. You hoping that the NDP side to change the older guys?
Change
Cummings and Leacock because you think it will be easier. Because
I don't think so.
Maybe you don't think so.
I don't think so. We're going to win this election, whether they change their candidates or not.
You went to the Grannies to support the young lady with the false hood that she's going to win that Granny seat. You really think she's going to win that Granny seat?
I think she's going to surprise a lot of people.
But I don't want to be surprised. I want to know if you're with me or not, because let me tell you something.
Well, if she wins, will you be surprised?
Of course I'll be surprised.
Okay, I think she's going to surprise a lot of people.
Okay.
I've seen, especially with the young men and women in Southern Grenadines, there's a shift. And, we posted a video of a young man who's there. He campaigned strongly against Labour last time. And, we remembered quite
He's not going to make any difference.
He's a representation of, he was there with his friends, he's bridging them.
No, I know, but he's not going to make any difference.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was there with his brethren them who were with him last time
look
around.
at you as a hypocrite.
Why?
Political hypocrite.
Why?
Just a political hypocrite.
Why? There must be a why. Why would people say he's a hypocrite?
Because if he's war with the NDP and works hard to make Terrence Oliver won his seat, all of a sudden, he
Yeah, but it's not all of a sudden. He said, if you listen to what he said, he said, and this is a serious problem that the NDP has, because you Kingsley are noticing that consistently young people are leaving the NDP, and they're all coming out with the same story. They don't appreciate young people. This is what he said.
You talk about one or two people, including the former president of youth. She doesn't have any impact on the landscape and civils and the Granny.
Why would you say that?
Because if she only had You know, hear the young cry about the mission and they even take about her.
Well, since she left, what is the major youth event the NDP has held successfully?
Well, the NDP is concentrating on winning.
No. You can't answer the question, and there's a
No,
reason
I'm
why
going
you
to
can't answer
answer
the
that.
question. What is the major youth event the NDP has held since she's left successfully?
I don't know.
They tried to have an event the other day and invite a whole lot of young people. They cook a lot of food. They prepared a lot of food and the food spoiled. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All the food spoiled. They invited these young people free of cost, and we're gonna wine you and dine you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Free food. Ain't nothing people love more than free food.
Yeah.
Nice food. And it all spoiled. Nobody went.
That was a sad thing, though.
Yeah, it's very sad. Now, this young lady, when she was there, I'm talking about Vakisha, the young lady from Leyu.
Yeah, okay.
She's from Leyu, yes.
Essentially,
she had the young people going. She had a buzz. You know, she had a number of successful youth events. They did a bonfire. They did a number of years. I followed.
Yeah.
They were doing cake sale and so on in town. She got young people to show. So for you to say that she doesn't have any impact, it shows your lack of understanding of how the young people are trending.
Well,
and the evidence that since she's left, they have not been able to have any successful youth events.
Because they're concentrating within this election.
Yeah, but how they going to win without the youths?
Well,
that ain't make sense. You can never win an election without the youths, Kingsley. If they're concentrating on winning without the youths, that's what. Thank you all very much. We don't need to campaign anymore. All the best. You know what I mean? 6 in a row.
Yeah. If you listen and you want to speak to Candyman Artists, I always tell me I don't give too much time, but hey, in the studio, call and challenge him. 457-9997, 532-9997, and we are paid until at least 9:45. Sometimes we go 5 past, but that is not happening tonight because I'll go prepare for tomorrow. So,
what's happening tomorrow? Are you preparing for tomorrow?
International flights.
Oh, yes.
Wednesday is the best day.
I don't. Sometimes I don't remember because we're so accustomed to that. No?
Yeah, but your money easier to come by than mine, so mine you have to work hard for mine. You see?
Well, you're saying that it's gonna be easy for us to win the election. That's basically what you're saying.
No,
because you're saying my work easy. I thank you. I take your word for it.
If ULP win the next election, I will not be surprised because I'm hoping that people go out and vote for the party of their choice. But we seem to have a caller. Let's go to the line with the callers then. Here we are. Good evening.
Good evening, Candyman and Kingsley.
Good evening.
Well, Kingsley, I never feel how when I hear me voice, you'll be trembling, eh? But I tell you something, Candyman. Man, teach Kingsley some political strategy, you know, man. Teach him some how to move, how politics, how going now, we're coming. Let's talk, Kingsley, I telling you, the Candyman could get some lesson. In no how and no way. A party like a difficult when an election is even so. No time at all again.
Okay, well, talk to why Senator Peters can't win comments.
Candy, you know that you always talk about youth and thing and influence they have and all kind of things. And among the people that live in the NDP because of lack of leadership and all kind of thing with 5 years, people complaining. And they must think, Kingsley will say, well, okay, there's a thing about them think about winning election. If that's survey in Sylvan, so I put somebody to say, well, do a survey to see who better to run Sylvan, so and see if Garden Friday name will mention among ULP people. And then when they talk about change is gonna come, tell me what change with up in Sand Hill. Tell me who change is going to be.
According to the young lady who did the. Oh, he's not listening. But according to the young lady who did the viral TikTok video about 2 weeks ago, she said all them many people in the diaspora who saying we need a change. They better start to send on the change now. Go straight to Western Union and send that change.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say about that. You know,
a government against so powerful. You talk about winning.
She like that one.
Lika can them could ever match around this candidate that we have. Where people always think Why people don't really think? Anybody have any party could win Gonsalves and Sylvan to know and going down? We need to check in 6 now. We 7 we go in.
Okay.
And
Well,
8 and 9.
well, we get
We can't say Sylvan. They could be done gone long time.
we get the idea. We get your message. So you continue to listen and have a wonderful night. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you very
Okay,
much.
Yeah.
He said something that's in tune with what I'm, where I am.
We say that seems to be
I am not
interesting.
paying attention to 6 now. I'm studying the 7.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. 4, 5, 7, 99, 97. 532.
90 what?
4, 5, 7, 99.
we gotta go to the 7 now because the 6s, it's on the wall.
The 6 is on the
It's
right.
written on the wall.
The right is on the wall.
It's on there. It's up
Yeah,
there.
yeah, okay.
We got another caller.
No. Yes. Good evening.
Good evening, Kingsley.
Good evening, sir.
To you and your guest. I got a couple of questions for your guest.
You did right here. Go ahead.
I would like to ask him when St. Vincent is going to start naming people as national heroes and start giving people sirs. And I would like to know if it is any possibility that it can increase the constituencies from 15 to about 17.
You are rough when you see.
Of course, there's been a commission
Yes.
to revise and to make submissions on who should be made national heroes.
Yes. Your
And
friend
the work-
Jomo
yeah.
once said that.
Yeah,
Listen.
that work is ongoing, and I believe they're very close to naming one or two more national heroes.
I'm expecting a woman to be next one.
Yeah. I don't want to preempt any announcements. but I think
How about Professor Gonzalez? You think he could be a national hero or sir?
No, he don't take those things when he alive. He made that totally clear.
Ralph Gonsalves is not. I mean, people have tried to put a lot of titles on him, but he will not accept.
He
while he's
prefer to
alive.
be referred as the
think-
world boss.
Yeah, I think posthumously we'll bestow a lot of titles on Ralph Gonsalves. That the time will
But that'd
come.
be disrespectful though.
But to the second part
If
of
he
your
don't want to
question,
know living, why should you put him on him posthumously?
because he doesn't want it while he's alive.
Yeah, so if he don't want to life,
we gotta respect his
he
wishes.
should give when he dead.
We have to respect his wishes. He said he doesn't want it while he's alive. That's
Anyway, in Barbados, everybody say he don't want nothing named after him, or he don't want a statue, he don't want anything. And then when he passed, we now for build a big statue in Independence Square with Barra. And
Yeah.
everybody appreciate it.
Yeah. I think the same will happen with Ralph Gonsalves after he's gone. I think traditionally in our small island development states, people look, especially in hindsight, with a particular amount of admiration and appreciation for the leaders who did the most for education. If you look at Grenada, you look at Barbados, you look at Trinidad, all these islands, that leader who did the most to educate the nation is held in particularly high esteem.
Definitely.
And I think when Ralph Gonsalves is no longer with us, whenever that is in the future, we don't know. I think he's going to join those ranks for sure, if for nothing
Yeah.
else. There's a lot more that, but if for nothing else, with his trust to
Yeah.
education.
He's Dr. Ralph Gonzalez, but I always refer to him as the professor. Because he's the kind of person I can sit down a whole day and listen to.
Yeah.
For me, he's brilliant.
Yes.
His range,
He's right behind me, I'm all
his
in.
range is so vast.
He's right behind me, Marley, in terms of leadership.
Well, I wouldn't make such a comparison. Mia Motley will tell you. Mia Motley herself will tell you that she is behind Ralph. She would. She's told me that. She's told me that personally many times. She would say,
Yeah.
"Yeah, she's told me Ralph is her father politically."
So I can reference that. I can reference that comment tomorrow that you made just now
Correct.
on a college program here in Barbados.
She's told me that. She's told me that Ralph is politically her father. In fact, she's told me the story of how she met Ralph. She was a teenager at the time.
But I think
she
the
was
current prime minister of
13
Jamaica
years
said
old.
something similar recently.
Yeah. A lot of the leaders in our region call Ralph Gonsalves their political father. You talk to Irfan Ali.
Yeah.
You talk to Mia Motley. You talk to Skerritt.
They have respect for him.
They hold him in that regard. So
Not like your friend Margaret.
got a lot of
who does
respect
city
too.
father out there.
eh?
Not like your
I
friend
got a lot of
Margaret. Who does
respect
city
because I
father we
always
got
refer to him.
here.
I always refer to him as the professor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was
Because I love
a
to hear
university
him speak.
professor at one point as well. He was a lecturer at the University of West Indies. So that's one
Yeah,
of
I
his
know.
roles.
And here Tom Adams has some noise, and Tom Adams declare him persona non grata.
Yeah.
So don't come to here.
So you have to go.
The Jamaican government at one point wanted to expel him while he was at university in Jamaica, and
Yeah.
he had to be saved.
But one last thing, sir, before I go. I have not heard St. Vincent and a lot of the islands, but especially St. Vincent, who is close to Venezuela. I have not heard y'all say anything about them 3 ships or them 3 boats that the Americans blew up in the seas.
Well, yeah, there have been statements made, but I think what you should do is listen to the speeches are being made currently at the United Nations General Assembly in New York City. And I think you should listen to the speeches this week. Prime Minister Gonsalves is speaking on Friday, so you'll hear him on that.
Definitely.
Clearly,
Yeah, I
for
would
the
hear.
world to listen.
I bound to hear him.
Yeah. Prime Minister
Because I
Motley is there
remember-
already. President Ali is there already. A number of our leaders are already.
What
in New York
about
City.
those Trinidad take part in that? Assembly? In that?
All the members of the United Nations are supposed to be there. They'll be represented. Whether or not the Prime Minister will be there, I don't know. Whether or not Prime Minister Besessa will be there, I'm not sure. But Trinidad will be represented.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I
right,
know
thank you.
that I know that Gonzalez would say something because he and Maduro is pretty close. Because Maduro a couple years ago gave him 5,000 bags of fertilizer and paid for the transportation.
Well,
So I know he and Maduro close.
Venezuela, the country, and not necessarily the leader. Ralph Gonsalves has.
Venezuela,
A number
Maduro,
of-
Venezuela.
Yeah, but I'm making the point. He has excellent relations personally with many world leaders all over the world.
Yeah.
But Venezuela, particularly as a country, has been very good to us long before Maduro.
Yeah.
They've assisted us in times of storm.
Yeah.
They've assisted us to build the international airport.
Oh.
That's before Maduro. That was during Chavez's time.
Okay, Mr. Horn. Thanks
so-
for calling.
Thank
All
you.
right, Kingsley, thank you.
All right,
Good
sir.
evening.
Okay.
Good.
4579997 532 9997. Making sure that 7 ain't resonated because he said they think what he
When
said
the
already.
2 sevens clash.
And you got me confused with the 7 and the 7.
No, right. The 6 is already on the wall. The 6 is there. It's happening. It's happening. It's unfolding before our very eyes. And one of the indications I get, Kingsley, that we're winning is the amount of vitriol you see spilling out of the NDP. When you see they get angry and angrier, they know they're not winning.
Is that so?
Yeah. Anytime they are campaigning, they're very happy when they're campaigning by themselves. They do this thing. It's a cycle. They always start fooling themselves when they're campaigning by themselves. And
You notice that?
they get chirpy and bubbly and so on. And then the ULP, we swing the engine for the big red machine. And they realize, wait, these people ain't really with us as we thought. And then they start cussing. So right now, we enter the cussing phase.
Yeah. Anything we're interested, you want to comment on? If you don't, why just leave it alone and they had their own battle right up there. 4579997 532.
You see any cussing going on there on the live?
But of course.
Yeah, we're winning. We're winning. That's what that means.
That's why we don't read some of them.
That's what that means. It means we're winning. By the way, Kamal, I'm not answering any question from any fake accounts. So you gotta tell me the name of the person if you're asking any questions.
And we were told not to take any calls if they come private. Like this one coming through. Yeah.
No, you can take it.
Good evening.
Good afternoon.
Hey, good evening.
Andy man.
Hi, good evening.
How are you?
I'm great, comrade. How are you doing?
You know, I have been following. I have been following the NDP campaign.
Like a 64.
But it's all the elections that took place from time they got enough, right? And what I observe is that one set of people for the NDP who call in and all these election campaigns.
But people will say the same thing. People will say the same thing.
All them, and I ain't getting a new voice. I ain't hearing a new voice coming over today. So that is one of the we call it that I believe that wealthy is strong and wealthy feeling.
Well, very strong.
Very strong.
You know, one indicator of the strength of
I give the UFP in the election.
Oh yeah, man, we're gonna win. We're winning. We're winning. Thank you very much, Kingsley.
That's my
Okay, Mr. Peters, thanks for calling. Yes, I appreciate that. 4579997. I had on two guests, and I have a regular friend who normally call. And they posted to the call because my children wants property. They're very fond of Israel Bruce. Last week they didn't call because they probably feel the same way about Fish Brambles. So I'm hoping that
I interact with anybody. I ain't got no, but I don't do the fake accounts.
Hey, what's happening?
I'm not talking to no robot.
Hey, Kingsley, good night, my friend, good night.
Good night,
Jamal, good night.
Good.
Yeah, hope all is well. Well, I'm not going to call your guest by the name they're calling him because I don't know him that way. I'm going to give him his respect and call him Mr. McMillan.
Yes.
That's all right. That's all right. I'm fine with Candyman. That's all right.
Candy, sweetie, man, is all right, man.
Okay.
I'm fine with Candyman.
Okay, out of respect. Okay.
It's not disrespectful to call me Candyman. That's my name.
Okay. Well, thanks for letting me know that. Seriously, thanks, because I didn't know if it was.
Well,
that's.
I just call you sweetie, man.
Name?
Well, I tell you, I started on stage in 2005. I was a junior soca monarch in 2005. I wrote my own song.
Okay.
And in fact, I put together the performance. And I wrote two songs. And the second song I wrote placed second in the competition.
Okay.
I put together both performances. So since then, I've been on stage.
Yes.
So
Stage is the new common thing to you.
Stage, I'm not new to the stage.
Okay, go ahead, Becca. Go ahead.
So that's your stage name. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, Mr. McMillan, question though. Maybe 2 weeks ago, Mr. Wickham was on this same radio station.
Yeah, the Eastern Hand.
He said that, Eastern Hand, the Sunday morning program.
Yes.
And he said that the vaccine mandate is not going to have any impact on the election. As the Prime Minister's Press Secretary, do you have that same feeling? Do you still have that belief?
Yeah.
You don't?
Yeah, we know the numbers. And I think I heard Travis Harry on a particular radio station the other day. Somebody sent me the clip. And he said to the NDP, get all these people together that you're talking about and let them do some videos and post them. We know the numbers. It's not a lot. Most of the people...
Are you really quoting Travis Harry?
No.
If you're going to quote him, now, you need to go back from 2005 and quote all the stuff that he had to say about the Unity Labour Party.
But you can't tell me what you can't tell me what I can and cannot do.
No, but you
But
just
lad,
can't pick out.
you
can't just
what?
can't pick out.
No.
You just can't pick out the favorite.
Now you can't tell me what I have to handle.
I agree with you. If you're using Chavez as a yardstick, that's a non-entity.
That's not a yardstick. What I'm saying
Exactly.
is, I heard him say this, and he was right. There are things that he has said that I would agree with, and there are things that he said that I don't agree with. There is nobody.
You don't have the better reference points to use. Reference
No, but I haven't heard anybody else say that particular thing.
Okay.
Have you heard anybody else say that?
No, well, I just start. You never hear me just start with that.
No, I haven't heard you say that the NDP needs to bring all the people.
Okay.
Right? If you have, I can use you as a reference as well.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that we know the numbers, and most of the people have gone back to work. The stance of the government has always been since then that people can reassume their positions.
Do you know that people who are suffering because of the vaccine mandate, Candyman?
I don't know that.
Okay, where you looking at one?
Oh man, I have a lot of respect for you, Candy. I mean, Mr. McMahon, I have a lot of respect for you for what you're doing. Yeah, and it's your job to defend the government. But for you to say there that you don't know that people are suffering today from the vaccine mandate, you're not being honest, man. Come on, man.
How would I know that? How would I know that?
Of course. How many people have died from the vaccine? How many people are sick?
How do I know that they've died from the vaccine? You people have decided that everybody who's died since 2020, 2021 died because of the vaccine. And a lot of the people that you all say died from vaccine never took the vaccine. And there are a lot of people who took the vaccine who are alive. The vast majority of who took the vaccine are alive, including me. I ain't dead yet. I mean, I might die tomorrow.
Well,
a bus might not be done tomorrow, and it might be the vaccine.
Yeah, but Candy.
No. The cause of death for any particular individual is a scientific issue. So how am I supposed to know because an individual died because of the vaccine? How do you know scientifically? Explain it to me.
But do you have a health minister? They should be giving you those
numbers.
No,
but you already know. You can't come and say no that somebody should tell you. You already know. You started with the preface that you know for a fact. I'm asking you to provide me with those facts so that I can have a well-rounded opinion on the matter.
Candyman, you know to yourself that several people
I don't know.
I
don't know. I'm saying to you, I don't know. You are saying you know, but you must have facts to back up what you know. And you don't have any facts.
Because I have facts. I don't have
where are they? Present them to me now.
I have facts of people who have died from the vaccine mandate and people who it have affected.
That's scientific.
I'm listening to you and I'm respecting you respectfully, and I'm listening to you, but you got to give me a chance to speak too.
Well, I'm letting you speak.
Okay.
But you're not answering me directly. I'm trying to answer you directly. I try to do that all the time. I asked you a specific question. I said this is a scientific matter, right? When an individual dies, there's a cause of death, right? And it is established by post-mortem. Do you have any facts that point to any post-mortem?
Who should be giving us those numbers? Who should be giving us those numbers?
So in other words, you don't have any facts.
No. I'm asking you. Who should be giving?
You can't answer my question with a question. That's totally unrelated. You said you have facts. I'm asking you now to provide your facts, and you're asking me another unrelated question.
But I'm asking you, who provides?
We're not going to get anywhere with this. We're not going to get anywhere with this.
Because you see, you're a spin doctor.
I'm not a spin doctor. I asked you this is the most logical question that could be asked given the circumstance. You said that you know for a fact. You said that you know for a fact that so many people have died because of the vaccine. The logical question to be asked is, provide me. You don't? Okay.
I said I don't have the number, but I know of many, many people who have died because of the vaccine mandate in St. Vincent. And for you to sit there and say you don't, that's not being honest, man. I mean, come on. I know you have to sing for your supper because you're the person.
I thought you started by declaring that you want to be respectful.
I did. But you got me off track. But you got me out of my character when you start sitting there.
You veered off track by choice.
No, I'm trying to have a. Let's have a.
You veered off track by choice. Now, if we're going to have a conversation after that, I'm going to ask you respectfully to retract that statement.
Okay, well, I apologize for saying that. Okay. But yes, you are the press secretary, and you have to speak the right things for the prime minister to hear what you're saying and to your base. But all I am saying,
that's the argument of an individual who's losing.
Okay. But I'm saying, and many Vincentians know that people have lost their loved ones. There are people who are suffering because of the vaccine mandate. And you actually tell me, right. And you actually want to sit there and tell me that these people who have suffered so much, lost loved ones, are going to turn around and come back and vote you guys back into office? Well, my goodness, if that happened, I need to sell my last shot I have in St. Vincent and move somewhere else. Because I can't see.
I would say this to you, right? I spoke with a lady. I'm not going to call her name. She's from East St. George.
Okay.
Right? She came to the office sometime last week, and I spoke with her. And Kingsley, for proof, I will introduce you to her.
Okay.
Right?
That would be nice.
She said to me, I got away with my party over the vaccine. But it is something we disagreed on. But it is not something that is going to cause me to vote against my party and she went into a number of ways in which she has benefited from the policies of the party. So for you to make a blanket statement that people will choose what they want to choose and people will vote how they want to vote, you can't decide for them. And I respect everybody's right to vote how they want to vote based on the issues they want to vote on. And I'm not going to decide that if they vote how they want to vote, I go and sell my clothes and move out. That's not how democracy works. We have to be respectful.
Well, because I would not want to spend another 5 years under your government. And I have one more question though.
You better start selling your clothes now.
Okay.
You should have a yard sale tomorrow. I will do the ad for you. I will do the ad for free.
I hope I can sell them to you. I
can buy some from you, man. It ain't gonna fit me because it's small, man. I can buy them and share with you,
It's super like a master to you.
Yeah.
You got all for that.
Yeah.
But I have another follow-up from the same Sunday morning.
Oh, you got that supplementary? Okay.
Supplementary question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Wickham said that we have a dirty list, a pregnant list, then let's say that, going into this election. Do you actually think that is fair to us, Vincentian, that we are going into another election knowing that we have a dirty list? Do you think that is fair to us?
What does he mean by that?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, people have died.
What is your interpretation of what you meant by that?
Huh?
What is your interpretation?
When he said people who have died, people have moved away and gone away for years.
You're talking about the election.
The electoral
list. Voter list.
Yeah. Yeah, right. Do you think?
Yeah, but there's to some extent. Invariably, you're going to find that anywhere you go, people die, people move, and so on. Look, the process is very simple. You have voted before.
Absolutely.
You get to the polling station. There is the returning officer. There is an agent for each party that's competing in that particular seat. You have to show your ID. You have to be identified by the individuals present. They go down the voters list. They check your name off, and you vote. You dip your finger in the ink. You get back out. There's really no space for dead people to vote in St. Vincent and Grenadines. The boxes. Let me just go a little further. The boxes are there in the room at all times with the returning officer, the ULP agent, the NDP agent, and in the past, we used to have a Green Party agent or any other party that's contesting, right? When in the morning, when they get in, the boxes are opened and inspected by all present. So it is known that they're empty, right? They're placed there in the room and they're not moved until it's time to count. When you go in and you vote, you bring back out your ballot, you give it to them, they put it in the box in front of everybody. So you tell me how a dead person is going to cheat that system.
Okay.
The only way this system can be cheated is if the NDP agent takes money or a bribe to betray the NDP. And if that's what you're saying is what's going to happen, then that's fine.
So you're funny. So you said
anything else?
No, what I was going to ask him, what happened during Mr. Exeter candidacy
when
the boxes disappeared?
He lost and he was a sore loser. That's what happened.
Man.
That's what happened.
Candy, go back. I hope you go back to comedy when y'all lose, because that's what's going to happen.
When what?
Expecting.
When what?
I hope you go back to the comedy stage when Labour Party lose, because
well, I would say two things. I would say two things. That statement alone tells me that you're ready for the stage. You could stand up right next to me as a good comedian.
I'm ready for a new government, because I know we're getting ready to form a new government with Dr. Friday, Mr. Leacock, Mr. Cummins, and all the other representatives. I know.
Yeah, I get you ready. But the second point I want to make in response to that is that if I wouldn't make it as a comedian, if NDP in government, they would beat me. That people would just watch them and laugh. Or would I be able to top that?
Well, I'm just telling you, prepare, put on your dancing boots to go back on stage. Have a good night, Kingsley, my friend.
Thank you, Beckham. Yes, okay. 4579997, 4329997. If you want, you could send your WhatsApp and your text at 4579997. We have quite a few people up there on the Facebook Live. Let me say good evening to Rat. Good evening to Val Matthias. Good evening to Mr. Weeks, the most loved man on the radio. And let me say good evening to Dr. Linton Lewis, who is listening to the program. We really appreciate you in our listening. They ask me how I know they listen, because they are always there.
They're always on.
Always on.
I want to go back to that point that I was making
before you go, we have some callers.
Yeah, right.
Good evening.
Good night.
Yeah, good night.
Good night, anyone.
Good night.
Anyone. But anyone. Question. You and your side, you gonna know what
Repeat the question. He didn't hear you.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what somebody, but I have a nephew. Something that the vaccine equipped till now.
So you have a nephew who took the vaccine
and that is fact.
And suffer a disability.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you have to know these things. Everybody you could fool can demand.
That's your experience. I don't know you or your nephew. So what am I trying to fool?
When you truth speak, I never know.
I didn't say you're lying. I didn't say you're lying, but I don't know you or your nephew. Since you're trying to quote the Bible, what did the Bible say about you judging me?
Judgment will come, can you worry?
Well, I invite your judgment. Thanks.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling. 457-9997, 432-9997. And let me say good evening to Dr. Linton Lewis for keep doing what you're doing, and Brother Matthias, thank you for your support. We seem to have another caller. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, wait. You can probably call back there. You didn't want to ask any questions.
So as I was saying, right? I made the point earlier on. I wasn't finished with it.
Hold it out. Hold it out. Good evening. Good evening. Move on.
Hello? Yeah, that's one. Hello?
Andy man.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Kingsley.
It sounds like Mr. Weeks.
The most well-lived man on the radio. Mr. Weeks, you let me get some licks last week, you know.
Me make you get licks?
Yeah. People say I give too much time in the radio and you abuse our friendship.
You're going to get plenty licks after this one.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Hey.
My friend told me not to call your program again. I stayed on.
Who's your friend?
Last week for 22 minutes.
Yeah, who's your friend?
At every 2 minutes, telling your guests, I want to go off the program from the very beginning.
Yes.
And I believe if you go back and you look at and you listen to the tape, that Fitz Brownlow spoke for more than half of the time I was on your program.
So they're telling lies on you.
You there?
Yeah, I listen to you. But Mr. Weeks, they don't know that I have a soft spot for you.
Kingsley and his friend, are they telling lies on the man?
I gave you all leverage on the radio. So it is what it is.
You don't need to give me any leverage. I come on. I just wanted to point out to Fitz Brownlow that he and his colleagues, that they have been given a very important responsibility under our Constitution.
Yes.
That they are at the top of the accounting process in the government of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. And for the last 25 years, they have not done the job. That's all I wanted to tell him and go off.
Yes.
But Fitz,
I'm sure Kingsley would disagree with you on that.
No, I agree with Mr. Weeks. I think Fitz was trying to engage him in a very strange way. That's all I could say.
Strange.
He got very defensive.
Yeah.
Kingsley, you remember I had to tell him don't get defensive?
You say you're attacking the civil servant on them. So,
I was coming to that.
He say the person who you should attack is the Minister of Finance, who is not acting under the Constitution for the Finance Committee finance.
Yes, Kingsley, but you hear, he shut up. He shut his damn mouth when Mr. Bergen told him, which I was trying to tell him.
Yes.
That the Director of Audit does not come under any ministry. The Minister of Finance has no responsibility for the Director of Audit.
Yeah, that's true.
The Director of Audit
is independent.
They're responsible to the Parliament.
Yeah.
That's who they're responsible, not to any cabinet minister, to the Parliament of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Yes.
That's who they're responsible to.
Yes.
And that's why the cabinet, the Parliament, set up a subcommittee to be at the top of that system. And for 24 years, they have not done their job.
Yeah.
And it's really disappointing and disgraceful.
Well,
somebody like Fitz
Mr. Weeks, if I may interject.
Parliament for 5 years and have gone to that committee once in that 5 years.
But
he didn't want to hear that.
But Mr. Weeks, even so, having gone to one meeting of the Public Accounts Committee in 5 years, I was flabbergasted that the comments, Dr. Friday speaking to the media immediately after coming out of this meeting, he says, we're going to go look for evidence of corruption. I mean,
they have been saying it for 24 years.
When you get to that stage where you go to the Public Accounts Committee meeting You're supposed to have your evidence already. You're going for confirmation.
You should have evidence.
That means you haven't done your job. You're coming out now to say, okay, I'm going to go work now. I'm going to go to work now. And since that meeting, which was really a sham, because you had that meeting, okay, how long ago was that? That was in Carnival, right? Did it in the heart of Carnival deliberately because nobody was paying attention in Carnival.
Yeah.
And since then, nothing else. I guess he's still looking for corruption.
That was a tick the box moment. Eh?
Yeah.
That was to tick the box.
That's what that was.
So that the campaign that is going on now, we must stop talk to say that they never had a public accounts committee. That's all it was.
Yeah, we held one. We did it.
It was a tick the box moment. Let me go and have a meeting so that they can use that against us in the campaign. That's all it was. And that's all I wanted to speak about.
Yeah.
And Fitzbram, when I told Fitz, man, look, I live in the bush. It's not that I wanted to be rude. I just wanted to say what I had to say and come off the radio.
Yeah.
He engaged me in all kinds of ways.
Yes, I noticed that.
He didn't want you to leave. Well,
My friend
knowing
tell
Fitzy
me-
likes to have the last word. So if he
of
get beat
course.
on that point, you can try to
course.
you can try to carry you all over so you can score something. Yeah.
But Kingsley,
Hey.
were you just speaking to a lawyer there?
Yeah, my friend. Yeah. I actually
To stop lying to the public. Stop lying.
I met him through Jumo Thomas. Eh?
Well, I was about to tell you. It seems like he's a
Who's a
that's
lawyer?
among them.
The guy who spoke to you earlier. The guy who said you have the host this.
Oh, you sell it close?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a real lawyer talk. Eh? I like him though. I like him.
Yeah,
Good
my
fight.
friend.
Yeah, good fight. He didn't argue his case properly though. He didn't make a good argument at all.
Candyman, that is the second lawyer who's afraid of his name. One of them changed the name from Leroy. That nice English name the mother gave them. They changed it from
Leroy to a saga or something like that.
Something so.
A saga.
And then this one afraid I name. Imagine he talking to Cecil on the radio. He talking to Cecil. Cecil asked him, well, who am I speaking with? What is your name? Him answer, he can carry Cecil to court.
Yeah, remember him making a statement to that here. Yes.
Over the name?
Something that's
Because
anyway, that's side talk.
Tell me who I'm speaking with.
That's side talk. Yeah.
yes.
Tell me who I am speaking with. I mean, it is common courtesy. You come on here, he comes on here and he calling everybody name. By the time you open your mouth, Kingsley, call your name. I'm Kingsley. Kingsley is Beckway, a male or a female?
No, he's from Beckway. That's why that's called him Beckway, mate.
I thought he was.
I like him though.
Beckway,
He said he going to sell his clothes and move out.
I thought he was the mate of Beckway.
No. But I met him.
I like him though. He got good vibes.
I met him through Jomo Thomas, and
I could sit down and go back and forth with him.
just like how I love you on the radio, I love him the same with Mr. Weeks.
Yeah. You got good vibes. You got good
Don't
vibes.
put me in that category, there, King. I never studied law anyway.
All right,
All right,
So
Mr.
you
Weeks.
walk in Jomo Chambers?
No, he is more international thing and mainly for finance though.
You know, why
He's
are
an
you talking?
international
Why are
lawyer.
you talking people business on the radio?
Yeah.
No, I leave the man business out of this. My business out of this.
All right, Mr. Weeks.
Good night, Sir Lancelot.
Can the man enjoy your evening? Get home
Thank you.
safely.
You too, buddy. Take care.
Good evening. Good evening.
Hello, good evening, Candyman and whosoever there in the panel tonight.
I'm the one on. It's just me. I hear Kingsley.
Go ahead, Mr. Pampy.
Well, go on, Mr. Kingsley.
Everything going good?
Everything good?
Yeah, everything nice.
Like, yeah, karaoke tonight?
Because I listen to Kenny, man, and, other speakers, and, me like listen to your program. What a good or bad, me in it.
Yeah. you normally are bad?
Anyway,
No.
so fun. I'll make sure stop by airport and look for you. Anytime
okay.
me get there.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Big up yourself. Have a good night, man.
Okay.
Always nice program.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Good night.
Okay.
Good
All
night. Good night.
Right.
Good evening, caller. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, caller.
Hello.
Wasn't got bad connection. Right? Try to clear that up and call back.
Yeah, good evening. Yes, we're hearing you.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening. Just give us a second, but yeah.
Got a bad connection there.
Brother.
You got a really bad connection.
Yeah, go ahead. We listen to you.
Hello.
You get a bad connection. So we call back.
Try to shift your position and try to call back.
Yeah, it's a fire number.
Yeah, overseas.
Yeah.
Well.
784.
You know they got weak Wi-Fi in foreign too.
784.
45
799.
7 tying you up,
7. You put that in your head.
Oh, you afraid 7 so now, boy?
You see, another caller. Good evening. We were told not to take any callers who don't allow their number to service on our monitor board. So if you call in, please don't withhold the number.
Not by me, Not by me or Ralph.
No.
Some people would say Ralph.
Yeah. Good evening.
Ralph, tell him so.
Good evening.
Evening.
Yeah, go ahead. We're hearing you. Go ahead.
Do you have Ken?
Do you have?
Is the connection possible on Facebook?
Well, we can't speak to if it's the Facebook is the problem. So we hope that you call the landline.
I'm calling a direct line. I think the WhatsApp is not.
Use another medium to call.
Not going to give us a good.
This one is not good.
You
calling direct?
Yeah, but we should be.
Probably try WhatsApp.
Yeah.
Try WhatsApp.
Yeah. Shall we say number WhatsApp? 45.
I'm calling a direct line.
Yeah. 4579997. Yeah. Take no. Well, here what happened? It's 14 minutes, 30 seconds after 9 o'clock. We first.
Wow.
Let's take our break.
Time flies.
Time flies when you're having fun.
It's Feedback with host Kingsley DeFreitas. This and every Tuesday night from 8 p.m. for 2 full hours, right here on WeFM 99.9. Join him as he brings different guests weekly on this informative and interactive program. It's Feedback. To be a part of the Feedback program, call us at 457-9997 or send us a WhatsApp at 457-9997. It's Feedback.
Whatever you are celebrating, birthdays, anniversaries, engagements, retirement, or just celebrating life, the place to be is at Basil's Bar Kingstown. Established for over 38 years, we are open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner with an exquisite ambiance. We have a set menu and 3 a la carte menus to choose from, and we are flexible to all requests. We go above and beyond to serve you. Basil's Bar Kingstown, where it's more than just a meal, it's an adventure. Call for reservations at 457-2713.
Yes, the time is St. Vincent and Grenadines, according to our clock right here, is 17 minutes, 30 seconds after 9 o'clock. With me, it's Candyman, the Prime Minister's Press Secretary, and we seem to, yeah, we have. So 457-9997, and don't forget, whether you support the NDP or no P, you can call this program. We have another caller. Good evening. 457-9997. They say impossible. Yeah. Go ahead, caller.
Hi, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good evening.
Would that be Queen?
Queen. Yeah.
I heard you this morning doing something there. I want to ask you, when I do my commentary, why you don't call and stick to the commentary that I do on morning instead of you call and talk about something else?
Well, if I might not have, I can't comment on everything. I don't know everything. I think Weeks always say that I know everything, and I'm telling Weeks I don't know everything. So I can't comment on everything that somebody already says. So I comment on something else.
Okay, I get the answer.
I can comment on something like that.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one.
No, because Kelly, man, if I have 15 minutes to speak a morning, and I take at least 7, I'm expecting people call to respond to what I say. But I hear Mr. Mason's talking about happy birthday this morning, and how he's speaking about something.
He did congratulations and obituaries and birthdays and so on.
Yeah, so I had that thing with crap to tell him, you know. Go ahead, big man.
No, Candyman, are you gonna come and shake up at the election coming soon? Shake up program or the style program?
You said you could be on shake up when
I don't know that that's necessary.
You say they don't need any help.
Because since Ferdinand take over the shake up program, the scholarship has fallen off by more than 75%. So I think maybe you could come there and try to
before I get into this with you and Ferdinand got beef? You and Ferdinand got beef?
Yeah, I got beef with Ferdinand, but
don't mix me in all the beef. Left me out of that one.
Listen, Harold.
I ain't no dumpling.
Harold that called the program.
Yeah, she called from Friendship. She done.
It's also that the scholarship has fallen off. Kinsley could tell you the scholarship has fallen off.
Okay.
On shake up. Right, Kinsley?
A little bit has fallen off.
Kingsley said a little bit.
A little bit, it fallen off a little bit. Why? I don't know why.
But he went directly at Ferdinand. I think we got number host.
He did the program
most of the time.
Yeah. But you go straight at Ferdinand there, I say. You got some kind of beef.
Yeah. They had the tag war going on between here.
I don't want to mix me up in all the beef. I don't like beef.
Yeah, we can't beef and biscuit.
I don't like. As a Rasta man.
To get out and not comment on that.
As a Rasta man, I eat title. I don't want no beef. No beef for me, please.
Anything I don't want to speak? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. The Belgian guy that was talking, you were saying something about university. With Ralph. What did you say about Ralph and the university? When he teach university, something like that?
No, he was saying that he calls him professor. And I mentioned to him that, one of his previous jobs was a university professor.
Yeah.
Did you know he got kicked out of Barbados? He used to teach the Hayville campus. And the late Prime Minister Tom Adams deported him out of Barbados.
Yes.
In the early 80s, calling them communists. You know that?
That's a nostalgia thoughts.
Yes.
You know that? Okay.
Nostalgia, that's way back.
He's actually also detained in Antigua.
You stopped doing the morning program. I don't hear you on the morning program no more really recently.
Which one? With Bing?
The NDP program.
And Boom.
Bing hasn't been on in a while. He hasn't been on.
Oh, you only do it when Boom is there. When
I only do it when it's on.
There, right?
I only do it when it's on.
When Bing is there.
Yeah.
I only do it when it's on.
Okay.
The program hasn't been on for a few weeks.
Well, I agree with Scotty, man. I only listen to that program when Bing is on. Yes. Okay, sir. Thanks for calling.
All right, till later. Bye-bye.
Okay, yeah. That's Queens for you. 457-799-97. I'm expecting...
The NDP normally pull Bing off the program when things ain't going their way.
And they do that?
Tell Bing I tell you so.
Bing, this here you
listening. Normally, let me tell you when Bing will come back on. If there is an event that takes place that the NDP feels is good for them and their campaign, Bing will be back on.
Okay.
And he will come on for a day or two. And then
he gone back and hide in land.
Yeah.
Oh.
When things happen, like when you get the they hear the news about CBI countries getting banned and so on. No being on radio.
Oh,
he's gone. He didn't tell him he's off of that. Come.
Well, let me say good evening to Frank. Listen, Frank, I heard you this morning and Boom FM. Speaking to Fuji. Good to know that you're in St. Vincent and Grenadines, and good to know that you're okay. I see your pass this afternoon in your white Toyota Corolla, so that means you're okay. Yeah, so Frank is all right. And those people who are afraid to call,
afraid.
Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Defrater.
Good evening, sir.
How are you doing, buddy?
Everything going well now?
Come on. This morning to let you know I wasn't too well, you see?
Yeah. I heard you complaining this morning like a cry baby that you wasn't feeling too well this morning.
What are you doing? I wasn't complaining.
Yeah.
I was only telling the girls that I enhanced the medication with their voices.
Yeah, but okay. So and I understand that you're not up on 8 cylinders and if you're on 6 and now. But so you're getting better though, right? You're getting better?
Well, yes, I went to Tom today and everything like that, but I'm not 100% yet, but I'm not too bad.
Okay. When I go home, I'll drink 2 moccasins, 1 for me and 1 for you.
I ease off that a bit now.
Okay, that don't get no speed in it. That put you to sleep when you think it's okay for that, eh? Yeah.
And Mr. Archibald, I did not call Sunday because my throat was a bit bad. All right, so have a good night, brother.
Yeah, thanks for calling, Mr. Mason. In you, strong man.
Candy man, have a good night, boy.
Good night, comrade.
Yeah.
All right,
Mr. Mason. 4579997.
Firing on 6 cylinders.
Yeah, you see,
that's a good number.
You see, fire on 6 cylinders.
6 is enough, man.
Yeah, we have another caller. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good afternoon. Mr. Freitas.
Yes.
And Mr. Candyman. I just want to correct something that I was saying just now. It is not that the calls have fallen off from the call-in program. It is just that the format of the program are now different from the way they were. And you could talk after me because I am a caller. I'm called into those programs since in 1990 something.
Yes.
And I still persist in doing it.
Yeah,
but what has changed is that they are not really called in programs anymore.
Mm.
You don't find so?
Well, that's an interesting theory.
You're saying they're taking less calls deliberately.
Yeah, but he's saying they're not calling program anymore. But for instance, when Bones Body is on Wednesday, I don't call, but I listen to the entire program because Bones is an encyclopedia.
Right.
That's information.
It really is.
Right. You see?
Yeah.
They're not inviting call. Very few of the call-in programs that used to be call-in programs, they are no longer a call-in program.
Yes.
They're more like a lecture that we are listening to all the time.
Yes.
I get what you're coming
from. It's
from.
just as I said, old people like myself that persist in putting to your call.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, Miss Howard. She's from.
Maybe I should do a call-in program. Which night is free at VFM? Wednesday?
Look for Friday.
Wednesday? I ain't going nowhere with Friday. I will crash.
Okay. 4579997. And let me say good evening to my sister. I know you guys are listening, Anne-Marie and Valerie. And let me say good evening to I have 2 beautiful nieces, Christelle and Destiny. Hope you are up and doing well. And I have another 30 minutes because it's 9:27. And then we seem to have another caller. Oh, that caller again. So okay. He's like what do you call it there? So Candyman, you say wants to go into something. Go ahead.
Oh, I was speaking earlier on about the fact that young people who get particularly close to leadership in the NDP, they're leaving, they're turning away.
I wonder why.
Haven't you noticed that?
Well, you refer to one of them who used to be the chairperson.
No, but this young man we had on the stage there the other night, well, he was one of the chief young dems as well.
Yeah, but
and then
young dems,
Travis got particularly close to them as well.
Travis?
Yes.
That's why Becky may tell a while ago if he's using Travis.
No. I'm not using Travis here. I am saying this is factual. This is factual, right? Travis got particularly close to them, and he left them.
So we do know he supported your party.
I don't know who is supporting, but I can tell he's not with them anymore.
Well,
and all these young people.
As a supporter,
he's a young man.
As a supporter of the NDP, I don't know what he is to encourage Travis among them. Travis is a non-entity.
All of that don't matter to me, right? I'm saying he's a part of a particular pattern. When you see it one time, if it's a one-off thing, it's not a pattern, it's a one-off. But we're seeing a pattern emerging here. Young people who get particularly close to the leadership of the NDP are leaving. And they're not just walking away. They're storming out in frustration.
The pun upon the word storm, careful.
Well, we got category 6 storm. The point is,
Nicola Lucas, good evening. Mr. Lucas?
Yes, Kingsley, good night to you, Candyman and Kamal.
Yeah, you sound clear. You sound clear.
Yeah.
I sound clear, right?
Clear, yeah.
Okay. Listen to me. A couple of weeks ago, I heard you mention that the NDP, where they were coming from, and you tried to engage them and they more or less push your side, brush your side.
Yeah, they went to the Grenadines, right? So I went down there to see if I get the attention of Dr. Friday and Lavon Villox and Colin Graham. They might then treat me like I just come at the house.
But why do so if you could say that's your experience, why you don't believe the young people who are leaving them and saying that's also their experience?
Well, no, they don't like when they criticize them.
Oh, so that's why
Can you imagine they're in the opposition and this is what they're showing the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines? Can you imagine Daniel Cummings and Major Leakak or whatever major he is in government showing you this behavior? Now they're still in opposition. This is a warning to a lot of people, including you, Kingsley.
The man I would really frighten for in government is Daniel Cummings.
Why are you frightened for?
I tell you,
he's unhinged.
Unhinged and not himself. You see some of these guys, they are arrogant, beyond arrogant. And you're still, you don't have a right to support who you want to support. Before you told me that you never used to vote. But I
have a plan to vote this year.
Who you voting for?
Which is good. It's your right. It's a right to exercise.
Who you voting for? The same people who chase you at the airport?
No, but I had 2 people in my area that come from the area, Curtis King and Kashaka Cupid.
Yeah.
And I am Tommy.
Are you gonna vote for the party that mistreat you at the airport? That the party that said when they win, you can't walk at the airport?
You can't.
That's the party you're gonna vote for, I'm asking.
No, it's not party, so it's Leak Access.
So which party Leakak belong to?
And
did anybody in the party, right, condemn Leakak in the leadership of the party for making that statement about you?
No, I have a friend in the NDP who...
No, did he make that statement publicly?
No.
He didn't make it public?
Who, Leakak?
Uh-huh.
I heard him make it publicly.
Right. Did anybody in the party publicly rebuke him?
No, I've heard.
No. So what that said to you?
Boy,
Pick sense out of nonsense.
Be careful.
What does that say to you?
If tell me they were you gone.
Is that consensus? Is that general consensus in the party?
It had to be.
Yeah? Leakak just slip up and say it out loud.
Oh, okay. Say something that has in mind.
Nobody gonna cross him. Nobody gonna cross him and contradict what you're saying, because this is what exactly they're gonna do. So you have a right to vote for who you choose to vote for, which is everybody's right.
Well, I think I'll go back to the mute position where I don't vote just to be safe.
Oh, well, I don't think it had to be a mute thing, but I won't be promoting them knowing fully well this is what you say you're gonna do to me. If you want to get up and vote, so be it. But I won't be promoting them knowing fully well that you already tell the entire country what you're gonna do to me if you ever get in there.
Yeah.
Good night.
Yeah, okay, right.
Liquor was just being honest. It was a moment of honesty.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, think listen, don't forget to call you. I say tell you try. Once you call.
What you say? No for you at the airport. You can't come there. But you should ask him. You should ask him how you could try to ban you from Ralph Airport.
And he planned.
Good night.
Good night.
Hello. Hi. Good night.
6 in a row.
6 in a row. No mention. 6 in a row.
6, yeah.
Okay.
You come out and follow the wrong boy.
Well, people, we more popular, you know. We way more popular.
6 in a row.
Wow. You get a lot of traction this evening, man. I want to.
We have another one there.
We have another one there.
Yeah.
Before we take the call, right? I want to talk. I want you to give me a few minutes.
Yeah, go ahead.
I ain't gonna take a lot.
The platform is yours.
Yeah. I want to talk about how the NDP
You could talk for until 10 o'clock.
No. I ain't gonna take so long. I'm gonna take some more calls.
Okay.
But I want to talk about how the NDP underdeveloped St. Vincent and the Grenadines. You know, there was a excellent book about how Europe underdeveloped Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about how NDP. You know, the NDP is there was a particular exchange on, I think it was Hot 97, between Luke Boye and the PR of the NDP, Lavon King.
I tried to invite her to come here, but she never come here.
Well, hopefully she takes you.
You might have bring she.
I remember she does power with Friday, you know, Friday and talking to you, so you know.
Oh, okay.
You might talk to her if she talk to you.
Okay, and she must be vexed because in support Louise Michel opening in the last election. I support Keshaka Cupid. So
well, that is all the NDP thing. All they like to vex with one another. So it's all right. I like to carry grudge, you know. But this was sometime last year. Remember, as of May 1st last year, the government increased the minimum wage.
Yes.
And the discussion was taking place, and you know, the new policy is nobody should make less than $1,000 a month.
Well, that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm. So Lavon had called in to be sentimental about it.
I remember listening to that.
Right. And she said that's not enough.
When they asked her the question, what would she recommend?
Right.
They
asked her what's the NDP's policy. How much would the NDP take it to? Blank. You know? There's none. And the truth of the matter is, we in the ULP agree that it's not enough. We would like it to be more.
Yeah.
But here's something that people need to understand about raising wages. It's not something you can do in one fell swoop. It's something you have to do incrementally and strategically. Because here's what happens when you jack up wages too quickly and too high. You achieve the exact opposite of what you set out to do. If an employer got 50 employees and today is paying them, let's say $50 a month, and tomorrow you tell him you gotta pay them $120 a month.
Then you go fire a few.
You're gonna send home a few.
Yeah.
And he's gonna raise the prices for his product. But remember, this is not the only employer who has to pay the new wages, because people don't just pay minimum wages based on the minimum wage. All the raises, all wages, all classes tend to increase when the minimum wage goes up. So everybody's wage bill is now much higher. Their operating cost is now much higher. And what do businesses do when the operating cost is significantly increased? They raise their prices.
Yeah, they get money from the consumers.
So then the money that you just gave to the workers is eviscerated by the sudden increase in prices.
Yeah, it's put it in my hand, it gone out.
It gone back because prices for everything rise.
Yes.
And in fact, it would be more detrimental to the worker, because the worker is now making, let's say, $60 more on a day, right? But the cost of bread gone up, transportation gone up. If everything gone up, you will actually be spending more.
Yeah, back to square one.
Right? You'll be worse off than you were before the minimum wage increase. So in that sense, you don't jack up wages. You raise them over time, and you give businesses, you give the economy enough time to adjust. Right?
Yeah.
In 24 years, the Unity Labour Party administration raised wages 5 times. I want people to understand this. And the context of the discussion is how the NDP underdeveloped St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Because in 17 years, the NDP raised minimum wage once. One time in 17 years. Now, given what the ULP has done, 5 times in 24 years, by that rubric, the NDP should have raised minimum wage at least 4 times in their 17 years. And had they done that, we'd have been a lot further than we are now. Because, what is it, about 42 years between the NDP and ULP, right? It's about that, 42 years, right? Even 42 years, we had a minimum wage increase of 5.16. 6 times in 42 years. But 5 of them come in labor time. You should have had 9 increases. The NDP missed 3 of theirs. You understand where I'm coming from, Kingsley?
Yeah.
And I'm sure reasonable people are listening.
I hope they're listening.
Because when you come and you tell me, as Kishore Shallow comes to say, we're 30 years behind St. Lucia. St. Lucia had many minimum wage increases in the same period of time. You know?
Yeah.
And Ralph Gonsalves couldn't come in 2001 and just say, hey, C.K. Graves, you gotta pay the equal to St. Lucia. We're not there yet.
Yeah.
You gotta catch up. And we set about to catch up. And given the amount of minimum wages in 2003 increase, 2008, I think 2014 was the other one, 2017, 2024, right? You do these increases. But because the NDP held us back for so long, we had to play catch up. And so when they come with this folly now about it is too low, when people like Daniel Cummins come to tell you it is too low, and people like Leacock come to tell you it's too low. Well, they were not government ministers, right? But they were bigwigs in the NDP.
But they were never government ministers.
No, they were not. But they were bigwigs in the NDP. Yeah. In fact, Sinclair Leacock likes to brag that he was with Sir James as part of the negotiating team in Grenada for the Grand Beach Accord.
Yeah.
So why would he be there? He's an advisor to the then Prime Minister. Why else would he be there? He wasn't there with Ralph. He wasn't there with none of the other groups. He was there as an NDP man.
Yeah.
Which means he was helping to formulate policy. So why weren't you advising Sir James Mitchell and the rest of your party back then? We need to raise the minimum wage.
He might say to you that at that time it would have been Anna User's responsibility to advise Sir James and that.
It's all of their responsibility, wasn't it?
Well,
they didn't have any responsibility. He was presiding over Vinlek.
You know, Catneyman, I was listening to Fitzbam, our friend, this morning, and one of the hosts on VFM asked him, if and when the NDP wins, so he said they're going to win the next election, what ministry he see himself taking care of? He said he's one of the, if not the only economist in the NDP, so he visualized himself to be the Minister of Finance and other things like that. I said, and then I think Leacock say he don't ask Friday for a big job. And they say he said that he wants to be
National Security Minister.
National Security Minister and Deputy Prime Minister.
And Deputy Prime Minister.
But here why some of them vex me to know. Chairman at the NDP, when it was Dr. Linton Lewis, had a lot of authority as chairman. I don't think Cummins understand his function as chairman, right?
But they don't understand their function as parliamentarians.
I don't even think
they haven't been doing their jobs. They don't do their job.
Because you listen to Dr. Lewis when he used to write and spoke on the issue. He written on meritocracy. He write on the issue of VAT. He wrote on the issue of...
Well, I like that. I like that issue of VAT. I'm going to come to it just now. I'll tell you something about VAT.
He write on the issue of offshore industry. When I see here, think...
but these guys don't write about anything.
Okay.
Let's get back. I just wanted to put the point out there that we are much closer to our neighbors, because if you make one small leap in 17 years versus 5 giant steps in 24 years, you understand the difference? You're much further ahead. You might not be ahead, but you're doing way better. And it is reflected in the economy. The things that people can afford now. I mean, people tell me, oh, the minimum wage was low back then, but you could afford a lot more. But that's nonsense. So you want to tell me time froze for 17 years? There was no inflation for 17 years?
No, it had inflation, man.
There was no inflation for 17 years?
No, it had.
That makes sense. Then why at the time the NDP left office in 2001, you had 8,000 vehicles registered in St. Vincent and Grenadines? I didn't say 8,000 vehicle owners.
Okay.
Because 8,000 registered vehicles, a lot of them belong to companies, government, people, some people got 2, some people got 3, and so on and so forth. So when you reconcile that, you got maybe 4,500 vehicle owners.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got almost 50,000 vehicles in the country. The population is pretty much the same. So why is it they can afford vehicles now, but not in 2001, if the minimum wage was so great and if things were so affordable?
Well, that's probably a reflection of the economy is doing better today than back in the NDP time.
Well, but that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. People can afford a lot more.
Because I know it have individual people who have more than one vehicle and property.
That's the case now. So people, in fact,
I agree.
There's this call that comes for the NDP. They talk about the good old days, and they want to get back to the good old days of the NDP. But that comes from the elitist people in the party. They miss those days.
So they're speaking for themselves?
Of course. That comes from the elite people in the NDP. Because the average man, Kingsley, in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, if you ask him today, the average Vincentian, who is, let's say, 35 years older, because 25 years old, it'll be 10, right? So 35 years and older. If you ask him, would you prefer the life you had 25 years ago or the one you have today? What do you think he's going to tell you?
No, I if you pay attention to the financial index and so, you think people say that they're probably better off today. Because it's a young people who is owning their houses through the low income
and 100% mortgage.
100% mortgage. Yeah.
You know, these are direct policy intervention.
Yeah.
The amount of new vehicles that regular people can own now. When you pass on the street, every minute a L passing here, that's a brand new vehicle, duty free.
Most of the L are brand new.
They're brand new.
Yeah. And that that accommodation was provided for under.
It's direct intervention, it's policy. So when you hear them talk, it's the elitist people who talk. Then the elitist people in the NDP is an elite party. And they use these codes to speak to each other. VAT is another one of them, and I'll come to that in a bit, right? But they use these codes to speak to each other. When they talk about the good old days, they miss those good old days. Because in those days, right up until about 2001, 2003, I would say 2003, right? If you had, let me tell you the things that you used to get respect for in a community, that people used to just respect you. If you got a phone in your house, people respect you. Don't talk about if you got a computer.
But I could tell you something, right? When I was young, they had a fight going on with Muhammad Ali Cassius Clay.
Yeah.
And Joe Fraser. We had a black and white TV.
The whole neighborhood. The whole neighborhood.
You know, I can't ever see a thing. The whole village come out, block the whole place.
The whole neighborhood. If you had TV up until that time,
You were a big
2003,
man.
you're a big shot if you had a TV. No, the average person got 3 TV in the house.
He got TV in the walkway, one in the living room and one in the study.
How many people had a cell phone in 2001? A cell phone was a big deal.
And
If you own the tongue.
Can you imagine?
The cell phone.
When you go buy a TV, long time, you have to walk in a truck for it because it is big humpback thing.
Yeah.
You know? You go walk with
Like you carry it with a briefcase home and you
that's
put
it.
that up easy.
Yeah,
You know,
man,
I mean, the
that-
technology has changed,
Yeah.
but these television sets have gotten more expensive. They've gotten way more expensive. The cell phones have gotten more expensive,
familiar?
and people own them.
That's familiar. That's familiar. You know that one?
You know,
Huh?
there is so there are all these things, but I would say Kingsley, the difference between the wealthy, the gap between the wealthy and the not so wealthy in St. Vincent and the Grenadines has shrunken tremendously, and it is reflected in what they do. If you had car, you had money, everybody got car now. The wealthy have a nicer car,
Yeah.
but everybody got car, right? You had a phone, you had money, everybody got phone now. You know, the wealthy might have the latest version, but everybody got phone. And you know, poor people, you can't tell who rich or poor by driving around and watching the houses now.
Young people got some phone in their hand.
Yeah,
Jesus.
the more flashy thing. So when you come to tell me you want the good old days, you miss the days of when you had, and people respected you because you had, and they don't have. And the VAT is the same thing.
Yeah, go to the VAT now. Yes.
The VAT is a code.
So
Because okay, how does VAT work? How does VAT work? The government says, you Kingsley, you bring in a pair of shoes, you want to sell it in a business place. Does the government tell you how much to sell it for?
I don't think so.
No, I don't tell you how much to sell your shoes for. What the government says is whatever you sell it for, 60% of that is mine.
Yes.
When you finish selling it, you give me 16%. Right? Now, the businessman knows that he gotta sell it, he gotta make his profit. And when he's calculating his profit, he take out 16% and give it to government, right? Okay. When the government comes back and says, forget about the 16%, I only want 13%. Which businessman you know is going to say, all right, I'm going to drop the price for the shoes now?
Most likely that wouldn't happen.
It's not going to happen. You ever seen the price of bread go down? Since you're born.
No.
Both of you in here. Since you're born, right?
We used to call them penny bread. Would it be
Okay. Now, when does the price for bread go up? The price of bread increases whenever there's an increase in wheat and gasoline on the international market, right? But that price fluctuates.
Yes.
Whenever it come back down, the same baker who comes to you and says, boy, things expensive now, I need an increase. He don't come back and say, the price gone back down, I'm going to drop back the price for the bread. The rest of it is profit.
You will never say that. See that.
You understand what I'm saying?
You drop me before you see that.
So when the government says now to the businessman, I don't want 16% of your profit no more, I want 13. He is going to go through his store. Imagine a store in town that got 5,000 items, 6,000, 7,000 items. He going to reprice everything in his store.
But how will you respond to people that want to say, Candy Money, why are you saying that? You're probably making sense, but here what happened. Is the business people who's going to get the money from the reducement of VAT and not the poor people, like the NDP is giving the impression.
But that's what I'm saying. It is the code. It is code.
Yeah.
They're speaking to their friends who are in the business community by saying, we're going to put more money directly in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening. Yeah. And I can tell you, how do you reduce prices? I saved this list on my phone because I want to read it out. Because they're talking about poor people, right? These are the items that are zero rated. You know, where VAT is concerned.
Presently,
okay. And have been so for a long time.
Okay.
Flour, milk, turkey, chicken back, neck, wings. Remember, telling you the meat too expensive. So when they don't have no VAT on them. The price is imported. So how does reducing VAT affect the price of chicken wing when it already have no VAT? How much lower than zero you can go?
Zero.
You understand where I'm coming from?
But
and that's why people keep asking them for the list of items that they're going to, but they can't come up with a list because these are, I want to read it out there, Kingsley.
Yeah.
Baby formula, no VAT. Gasoline, no VAT. Kerosene, cooking gas, exercise books, newspapers, orthopedic appliances, domestic electricity below 200 units. That is where most people is. It's only people who got big house and a whole lot of appliances go above that.
Yeah.
So you ain't paying VAT on your electricity. Agriculture, ventilated boxes, domestic water use, water. Computer and flash drive, solar equipment, energy saving bulbs, wheat. And then you got VAT exempt items. Bakery products, including cakes, biscuit, pastries, bread ain't got VAT. Agriculture and fishery supplies, herbicide, fungicide, pesticide, insecticide, fertilizer, cutlass, fork. Oh, this is directly affecting the farmers, which also directly affects the produce that you buy. Remember they're telling you, they're going to reduce VAT to bring down the price of the banana. The farmers ain't paying no VAT and all of that. When the market vendors sell you the banana, they ain't paying no VAT.
Okay. Well, I guess the
onions, garlic, toilet paper, coconut oil, sanitary napkins to the ladies.
There's so much items on the list, man.
Kingsley, the list is extensive. So when there's no VAT on all these things. So when they're coming to say, when you hear the NDP talking about we're going to reduce VAT, that is not for poor people. That is not for regular people. These items that I just call out, you can think about it. Those are things that you use regularly. But there's no VAT on it. And we import at a particular cost. The businessman has to make a profit. And competition in the marketplace takes care of. The rest of it, you just shop wisely at who sells you at a better price.
Yes.
But when a man come tell you that he going to bring down VAT so that you could afford chicken wing already have no VAT. So how much lower than zero you going to go?
Food for thought.
I like the word food.
Yes.
Yeah. I like the word food. Yeah. But as I'm saying, all this is saying to the businessman is the NDP is going to make you wealthier. That's all it says. And remember, Kingsley, that 1% on the VAT that we put on the VAT has helped us in times of disaster.
No, but if it's one thing I did support them with that 1% really put aside
for the contingency fund, which helped us in a massive way into 2020 with COVID. That's why we could have find money to even feed the sailor men and sailor women who came home.
I think that was a good move.
Right? It helped us massively when Suffolk erupted. We had a little money put aside, and then a few years later last year, when Beryl struck.
But that was a brilliant idea when the Prime Minister came up with that plan.
Yeah. So when you reduce VAT and you don't take up that money, right? And then you got a big hole in the budget. Where you going to get the money from?
That's a good question. NDP could probably answer that, right, Major Leaker?
Don't answer no question like that.
5 minutes, 30 seconds on to 10. Candyman rapper for us.
Well, I want to say I'm buoyed. I'm feeling very buoyant about the response that I'm seeing, the enthusiasm, especially from the youth, towards the Unity Labour Party. It shows that we have a particular...
Fitz, you don't have no problem with the Prime program. He said they're going to do it much better. He says...
That is the NDP's go-to line.
He says a successful program.
That's the NDP's go-to line. When pressed on policies, what are your policies? What are your programs? They always say...
Copies about the LPO now.
They always say, we will do what Labour is doing, but better. But in the beginning, they criticize the same programs. And then they see it working. They see people gravitate towards, people benefit from it. And they say, oh yeah, we will do that, but we will do it better. How are you going to do it better? They don't know.
Because our late friend called it the exploitation program.
Youth Exploitation Service was yes program. They're now saying we're going to do that, but we could do it better.
Yeah.
Set, we're going to do that, we could do that better. On site, we're going to do that, we could do it better.
Yeah.
Prime, we could do that, we could do it better. I guarantee you, Kingsley, that before the election is done, this tuition scholarship program, which this year, nearly 3,000 people.
We will do it better than others.
Kingsley, here now, when you talk about how the NDP underdeveloped St. Vincent and the Grenadines, how many people were they sending off to university in 2001? We just tuition scholarships alone this year, nearly 3,000.
So when Dr. Kishan Shadow said that we 35 years behind development of the Caribbean countries, he was joking then.
Well, he got no. I heard Karen Pollard say last on Sunday night, West Indies cricketer is joke at the wall. So he know a lot about joking.
But if
Pollard said with it, West Indies cricket, he laughing stuck at the wall.
He speak cricket, but he doesn't speak about whitewash at all, eh?
Eh?
He doesn't speak whitewash.
Whitewash? Well, Pollard never get whitewash.
Oh, okay.
Remember he retired. So
it's time for me to go home.
He never get whitewash.
Yeah.
But I as I was saying, I'm very happy with what I'm seeing.
Mm-hmm.
We continue to do our work. We continue to, help the fight for the poor and the marginalized. We continue to lift people out of poverty daily through education, through healthcare, through prime and other interventions like 100% mortgage and all these things that have directly lifted people and continue to put them on an upward trajectory. St. Vincent and the Grenadines is certainly, definitely headed in the right direction under the Unity Labour Party. Strong, steady leadership with a view to the future, putting the future squarely in the hands of the youth. And I think that it's going to continue.
So we're going for 6.
We're going to go for 6. Right now, we're looking at 7.
Anyhow, it's time for us to go. I want to thank Candyman for taking off his 2 hours.
Thank you. And thanks to all the listeners.
Yes,
and callers. Thank you very much.
Yeah, have a good evening. See you next week, Tuesday.
It's Feedback with host Kingsley De Freitas. This and every Tuesday night.